Hello everyone, it's Michelle Gilmartin here with another Technique Tuesday. This time we're going to learn how to do placement with our snowman marker, but not using the center of the design. So today I'm working on a tea towel, and I really want the bottom of my design to start 2 inches up from the bottom of the tea towel. So I'm going to use a bottom placement for my selection for my snowman sticker. So let me find where I'm going to place my sticker. So for the snowman marker, really, I always want to decide where the design's going to go before I even put my fabric in the hoop. So I'm going to fold my towel in half. This is so I can stay in the middle. And I'm just going to finger press a little bit down the center there. Now, I know I want my design to start 2 inches up from the bottom of the design. This is 2.5, so we'll give it that. 2.5 is good too. All right, so I'm just going to put my ruler here, measure up, take the ruler out, and then just finger press here as well. All right, so now I have a crosshair of where I want. That one's a little off. There we go. Now I have the crosshair, the top and across. I'm going to try to bring this in closer so you can see that. So those are just my finger press marks. So you can see there's my center, and you can see my fold for my 2 inches up, 2.5 inches up from the bottom. So normally we would stick the snowman marker right smack in the middle of the design. But I'm going to tell the machine that I want it to place the design at the bottom. So I'm going to place my snowman marker on the bottom here, and with the crosshairs that run where my fold lines are. So let's talk about the snowman sticker marker, whatever you call it. Let's talk about what it does. It has 2 circles for a reason. This circle is always going to be the positioning circle. The larger one is positioning. The smaller one is rotation. So what that means is, as long as I have room in the hoop, I don't even have to worry on if I get this in the hoop straight or not. I've already marked my position in the middle, 2.5 inches up from the bottom, and this is going to take care of my rotation. So let's see how that's going to work. All right, so I already have some stabilizer in my hoop. And I'm using just an 8x8 hoop today. You can use whatever hoop works for you. And I'm actually not hooping, I'm just laying this down in the hoop. And you can see that I'm not even paying attention on if I did it in there straight or not. I just put it in the hoop, because you know what? My snowman marker is straight. That's all that counts. I have an 8x8 hoop here, and you can tell that it's not even in the middle, but it's going to be okay. I promise. All right. So I'm going to swing you over to the machine where I've got this cutest little Tula pink hedgehog on my screen. So hang on 1 second. I'm going to move you over. All right. So here's my design. I realize you can actually see me as well. So hello. Hello. I have this hedgehog on my screen, and I have my colors laid out for me, but I want to make my hedgehog bigger. I'm on the Luminaire, so the Solaris would be exactly the same. The Dream, the Destiny, those would also be the same. The multi-needles that have the camera placement, that would also be the same. And then it really and truly would be the same with the Meridian and the Stellaire and the Altair, with the exception is that you're going to place your fabric in the hoop, and you do have to see the placement on your phone that you use to place the snowman. It really has to see those outside markings on the hoop, so you will have to put your towel in the hoop. But again, you still don't have to be really careful about it. All right, so here's my little hedgehog. I'm going to edit him first because I want a bigger hedgehog. So I'm going to size him. And under size, I have a couple of different choices. I have this choice, which is the traditional choice, meaning that it will only resize my design up or down about 10 or 20%. But I also have this available, which will allow me to make a bigger hedgehog. And that is the resizing with stitch recalculation. Look at that little face. Isn't he so cute? All right, so I'm just going to press and hold, and let's see how big of a hedgehog I can make. All right, I can make my hedgehog huge. I don't know that I want one quite that big, so let's reset him. He started out as at 3.15 by 3.96. Let's make him somewhere around 6 inches. There we go. Close enough. All right, so he's ready to go. And now I want to go ahead and go to the embroidery screen. Under layout on embroidery, that's where I'll find my little snowman marker. So let me get my hoop on the machine. Looks like the carriage is going to move. All right. Can I get that? There we go. A little bit better. All right. So I have my little hedgehog, and I want to swing over so you can see that my my towel is in the hoop and my marking is down here. There we go. My marking's down here because I want the bottom of my design to be 2.5 inches up from the bottom of the tea towel. All right, so now I'm going to come over here and I'm going to touch the snowman icon. All right, so your default is right here, but you have all of these other X's here for a reason. And look at how when I touch one of the X's, it moves the snowman marker to a different position. That's my way of telling the machine how I want it to position the design. I want my hedgehog, the bottom of my hedgehog, to be 2.5 inches from the bottom of my tea towel. So I picked the bottom here. It's gonna find this sticker in this location here. And this is the positioning, and that's the rotation. So even if I didn't hoop it completely straight, it's going to tilt it for me if it has to. All right. So I'm good to go here. I'm going to select the scan. And the machine's going to go and look for that snowman sticker. So if you watch, you can see up here. You can see it's getting closer. Little micro adjustments. While it does that, it's also measuring the thickness. It's going to find its way over there, slowly but surely. All right. So now I can remove the embroidery positioning mark. All right. This is what it looks like. Your needle has moved to the middle up here. Don't worry about that. It's gonna position the design. It's still gonna start sewing where it's gonna start sewing, no matter where you position it. But you have told it that you want it at the bottom. I promise it's gonna be at the bottom. All right, so I'm gonna remove my Snowman marker, and I am gonna load up my first color. I'm going to say, okay. And let's close layout so we can see how it's sewing. All right, so it's going to start sewing this part of it first. And you can see it's, remember, my design is pretty big. It's sewing up in this corner right over here. So I'm going to let that sew, and I'll come back after a few colors have sewn. Hey, we're back. And look at how cute he is. I have just 2 more colors to do. And as you can see, the bottom of the little hedgehog is right where he's supposed to be. When we're completely done, we'll measure and see. You can see if he's exactly 2.5 inches up from the bottom of the tea towel. All right, so I've already clipped that thread from the top. This is our last one, our little white highlights. Not very many stitches. Not very many stitches left. Just some little highlights. He's such a cute little guy. He's a dandelion hedgehog. Hence all the little dandelion things at the top. All right. Okay, we're finished. So I'm going to take my hoop off the machine and I'm going to take my towel out of the hoop and we're going to measure if our snowman did a good job or not. All right, there's my little hedgehog. I've got my thread holding this at the top so it doesn't fall off the back of my table, but look at that. Look at his little foot. I'm going to zoom in on that. Exactly 2.5 inches from the bottom of the tea towel. And the snowman did a perfect job. So always trust the snowman. You have more than one place where you can tell it to position your design. Just remember the large hole is, or the large dot is for positioning and the small is for rotation. So if you wanted to position at the bottom, in other words, the bottom, you want to position the bottom of the design rather than the center of the design, you put the snowman at the bottom of the screen when that screen comes up. So happy stitching. Hope this helped. Bye now.